Hi, my name is Helena, and this message is to all women who find themselves right now in this struggle of how do I trust? How do I trust again when my trust has been broken? How do I trust again to someone who has been lying to me and to my face? How do I find trust back with someone um, who has not been sharing the truth with me? And I this is such a hard topic, such a hard thing that I see women are going through, and I myself have gone through, as to how can I rebuild trust again when, um, for example, my husband was going through healing of pornography, but he would be relapsing, and just finding myself again in just these consistent lies that have been coming up, as even as I would ask him to share the truth with me. And I think the reality is not as much the activity that is hurtful as much as is um, the reality of this secrecy and this hiding that is really hard to live in, and that we feel like we're naive, that we trust, or we are naive that we haven't seen this coming. So I just wanted to share a few things with you, and give you a little bit of hope and glimpse of hope of um, what I have gone through and what I have seen as helpful when I was in this situation. So one of the biggest thing that I learned, and I want to give you an analogy on, is that the idea of your trust, my trust, and everybody's trust is like a garden. Even ourselves, we've created this garden, and we have it all fenced up, and we allow only certain people to um, enter into this fenced up place that we have. And it's this beautiful area that we have beautiful flowers and trees, and it's this such a beautiful place that we create. And we, because we are afraid, that not afraid, but we are wanted to make sure that this place doesn't get ruined, because it's something that we treasure. We only allow certain people in this place. And also there could be different sides of where we let somebody in. Let's say if it is your partner, usually are so intimate that you will let them go everywhere because you trust them. So you give them this key, and you allow them in. You allow them in this place that you treasure, and that you trust them that they will gonna also treasure this place. And what happens is and this is what I see with people who are sex addicts, and I've done that myself because I watched pornography, and I broke trust to many people when in my family, when I was drinking and smoking and lying. I was just in a real place of brokenness. So I'm just sharing this just to tell you that it doesn't have to necessarily be also the people that are breaking trust. You may have broken trust with somebody as well, but I really want to just tell you that I'm not here to shame the man, but really give you this perspective. So what happens is I give my partner a key to this place, to open up the gate to this garden, and I trust this person. Well, when 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 this person is we feel like we're really doing well here, and I feel like I can trust him, but then suddenly the partner is looking over the fence and is looking at other places that he can go to, and looking at looking at like, this is what I have is not enough, and I am looking somewhere else. I'm looking outside of the gates. I'm just, a lot of it stems from some of the needs that have been unmet in their childhood, that now they're trying to find something that hasn't been met. And it has nothing to do with you or your garden not being good enough. It just has everything to do with this person not unable to find uh, the needs, that he has still unmet needs, and he thinks that the next thing is gonna fulfill those needs. So he's looking over the fences, he's looking, and he's stepping all over all of the flowers. You're just watching something else, you may be at your tree or something, he's like stepping all over your flowers and just doing a complete mess while you're not watching. And he suddenly he leaves, and he leaves the door open, and he's gone. Like, well, I don't fence this up for anybody that has to stay in there. You can leave. So he leaves, and what happens? What happens? I see this mess everywhere. I see it. I am not, he's gone. I see all this mess. He just completely destroyed the flowers that I love, the whole place that is beautiful, that is suddenly destroyed. How how could he do that? And I see him in a week or 2 weeks, and he comes back pretending like nothing happened. Pretending like, and he is looking at me like, I'm here back again. He has the skis walking around and pretending like nothing happened, right? So what are we gonna do? We're just shattered. We're confused as to why is this person doing this, and how can I trust this person again to walk around in my garden? Can I let him back in? Can I let him just be here? Well, the reality, this is what I see with a lot of women, is that they are afraid to expose this. They're afraid to expose this. They're afraid to confront the partner. They're afraid to confront the partner. They're afraid to confront the whole situation. But look, in order for you to rebuild any sort of trust, this man cannot just keep walking around and doing a mess out of your place, because sooner or later your garden is going to be complete mess, and you're going to find yourself in in a despair. And so you need to protect yourself, and the way you protect yourself is that you need to address this and find a way that you can communicate to that person that there you can't trust him unless you see an action. So it's not only the fact that they are just saying to you that, oh, I have not been uh, I have not been stepping on your flowers for this long. It's you see it. You need to see the action of him actually putting together, and not only that he's looking at these flowers, but also when he came back, he needs to rebuild those flowers. He needs to, you know, the flowers that he stepped on, he now has to put in the work to, grab the soil and do just help the flowers to grow, just plant new flowers. And this can take time, and he needs to be sincere in helping you do this. He needs to be sincere in helping you rebuild this garden that he has completely trampled on and just made a mess out of, right? So it's not just I trust whatever he's saying. We need to realize that anybody who is sexual addiction is gonna be also a compulsive liar. And it's I don't want to you know I don't want you um to fall into this. I want you to be um to confront the situation and to really the only way that we can rebuild the trust again is that we see that he's actually sincere in his apology. He's sincerely trying to help you. And then over time, that as you see his the work that he's trying to get really well, then there can be some trust start rebuilding as you see these flowers growing, which takes time. And then you see consistency. That's when trust happens, and it does not happen overnight. And also the spouse cannot, or the partner cannot expect that this is just gonna happen overnight. And you need to be able to communicate that that the trust needs to be rebuilt. And I if you're finding yourself in any situation with finding out something new that has really caused you to feel this weight, and you find out that, let's say, he relapsed, and after a period of time of sobriety, I think the best thing you can do right now is that you need to find a way of a safety plan for yourself. So, what is even be prepared that this might happen, that relapse might happen, and what are the actions that you want to take in order to for you to be safe? Because if somebody has betrayed your trust and is lying to you, there needs to be things that he needs to be accountable to, and also for you to find a place that um, you can find a support and people who will not only give you a bunch of advices that but they will gonna also listen to 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 how you feel, that it's okay, that you're justifiably um feeling anger. If anyone feels has been done wrong in any way, we need to acknowledge um we need to acknowledge any sort of feelings like that. So I really want to encourage you for that. And also, but don't isolate. The worst thing we can do is that we isolate, and when we isolate, all so many things come into our mind that just overwhelm us, and that we might also ourselves sabotage ourselves for any action steps to feel even love for ourselves, and any steps to recover from this sudden earthquake that happened again, when the spouse relapse. And the biggest thing that I see is that women, again, they're going to blame themselves, which again, it's not their fault. Okay, it's not your fault that you are in love with this person, but this person is so he is he's out of control of himself. He cannot, and unless he needs help. And you're in love with a person that has a really that is just hurting, and you need to know that. And now you're both hurting, and you will probably want to just completely, which I totally understand, you'll probably want to just unleash yourself because of all this injustice that is happening to you. And I do encourage you uh, to express your emotions somewhere on the paper with a person or with somebody. But it's like, if we are constantly hurting each other, you need to realize that the person that actually has done all these things is hurting himself, and he doesn't realize what he's missing out on or what he's actually doing until the consequences are coming, which he realizes now that he totally broken the trust with you. And I just really want to encourage you um, to find a way that you can find yourself safe again. Maybe you will need some space from him for a little while to really bring yourself back to what you want to do. And you absolutely need a support in this time. And don't isolate. You need people to support you in this time, that you are not alone, that there's a lot of women that who have gone through heartbreaks and betrayal and and trust issues. So I just really want to encourage you that we as women, that it's that we are meant to come together and to support one another, to really stand for what is right, and even realize that the heart is in the greatest, in the greatest moments of pain. We need to find self-compassion towards ourselves, because we'll drive ourselves crazy. And so you need a lot of care and compassion right now. And I want to encourage you to really get around that compassionate community and love. So I'm here for you, and I love you guys. If you have any question, just send it to my way. And after this, Sean and I have rebuilt trust back, and he showed he helped to rebuild the garden, but it was a really it wasn't just overnight, and it wasn't also a process of anything easy. So um, I want to really encourage you that that there is still hope. There is always hope, and that a lot of and the people the men you love, and realizing that we are both hurting people that are in a relationship right now. But um, yeah, you are not alone. You're not alone, and I want to encourage you um, to get around community and don't isolate in this time. So I love you guys, and send you lots of blessings. Bye.